I've always been the kind of person who follows the rules, trusts the system, and tries to do things the right way. But none of that protected me from what happened. It started a few months ago, after I lost my job during a round of company layoffs. I wasn't panicking. I had some savings, and I was applying for new roles every week. But as time passed, bills piled up and anxiety set in. Then one afternoon, I saw a post in a community Facebook group that caught my attention. Someone claimed they had just received a $15,000 government hardship grant. No repayment needed. They even posted a screenshot of the approval letter. The comments were filled with others saying they had received it too. It looked legitimate, and honestly, I was desperate for some kind of relief. I clicked the link they shared. It led to a website that looked almost identical to an actual US government page. There was even an eagle logo, grant application form, and a .gov-looking web address, though I later realized it was .govusa.net, not the real .gov domain. The form asked for basic information: name, email, employment status, and why I needed assistance. It didn't ask for anything too sensitive. Yet, I filled it out. Within an hour, I got a phone call from a woman named Cheryl. She said she was with the Federal Grant Processing Office and that I'd been pre-approved for a $25,000 relief grant due to pandemic-related hardship. I was stunned. I even cried on the phone. Cheryl was calm and professional. She explained that the grant didn't need to be paid back, but I needed to verify my eligibility by covering the processing and tax documentation fee, $210. That was the first red flag, but I didn't see it. I was so focused on the $25,000 promise that the $210 felt like a minor hurdle. She sent me a Zelle payment request with the name Federal Claims Department. I hesitated, but eventually paid it. Minutes later, I received a very official-looking certificate of eligibility in my inbox, stamped and signed digitally. It looked completely legit. Then Cheryl called again. She said because of my state's regulation, there was a second fee required to release the funds, a clearing fee of $450. I pushed back, saying I didn't have it. She responded with empathy. She said many people in my position felt the same, but reminded me this was a one-time opportunity and that I'd get all my fees refunded once the grant cleared. Against my better judgment, I sent the $450. That's when the real scam unfolded. She called once more, saying there was a delay because my application was missing an income affidavit, which required another $600 notarized processing fee. I finally paused and asked her, "Can't you just deduct it from the grant?" She went silent for a moment and then said, "Unfortunately, federal law prevents deductions from awards. We can only release after full verification." I told her I'd think about it and hung up. That night, I searched everything again. I compared the website to the realgrants.gov page and noticed subtle differences. I searched her name, the email address, the payment label, and my heart dropped. Everything was fake. The website had been reported on scam forums. Cheryl was a known alias. Even the screenshot someone posted on Facebook had been copy-pasted across multiple fake threads. I realized then that I had been conned out of $660, and I wasn't getting anything back. But worse than the money was the emotional crash. I had believed I was finally catching a break, that someone, somewhere, saw me struggling and was offering help. It was all a lie. I contacted my bank, filed a report, but because the payments were authorized, they couldn't guarantee recovery. I contacted Facebook to report the post. It had already been deleted. The account that posted it, gone. For the next few weeks, I couldn't sleep well. Every email, every message, every opportunity felt like a trap. I felt ashamed, humiliated, and worst of all, I blamed myself. But then I realized this scam wasn't just aimed at me. It was aimed at anyone who's vulnerable, stressed, and just looking for relief. And it's happening to thousands of people every day. They use real terms like relief grants, stimulus, and federal aid. They mimic the language, the design, even the way real government workers talk. And once they have you on the hook, they bleed you dry with fees that never end. That's why I'm telling my story now. Because maybe someone watching this is considering a similar offer right now. Maybe someone's about to click a link they'll regret. If you found this story helpful or eye-opening, please consider sharing it with someone who might be at risk. The more people know about these scams, the harder it becomes for scammers to succeed. And if you've experienced something similar or want to share your story to help others, send it to us at the email in the description below. You might save someone from falling into the same trap. This is Michael Mitnick, where we expose scammers and their tricks so you can stay safe.